A few days ago, while I was making eggs for breakfast, I got to thinking, wait, eggs are actually really cool. Excellent even, if you will. Like really, have you actually ever stopped to consider the egg? Not only are there endless ways of cooking eggs and entire dishes that revolve around them, but their anatomy itself is a natural masterpiece, and they've shaped and influenced not only our culinary world, but also our culture. Let's get cracking. First of all, what are eggs exactly? All different species lay eggs in which their offspring grow. For example, birds, fish, reptiles, insects. Oh, and this weirdo here, that's actually a mammal. What's up with that?
99% of eggs are edible.
This is Lizzie Stark, a participation designer and author who wrote the book Egg, A Dozen Overtures.
99.99999% of eggs are edible, so they're safe food. And that's why humans have always eaten them.
But today we're focusing on bird eggs, mainly chickens, because that's what most people eat.
Chickens have this remarkable ability. They can lay one egg a day for most of the year. And that is why the commercial egg industry exists. I mean, that's really why we're eating mostly chicken eggs instead of duck eggs or goose eggs.
One of the coolest things about eggs is the fact that they come in their own perfect package. The shell consists of calcium carbonate, the same substance as seashell, coral, and limestone. It would be nice for the eggshell to be a little bit more, It would be nice for the eggshell to be a little bit more stable, but that would make it hard for the chick to break out. The different colors of eggs have nothing to do with what the chickens eat, but rather what breed they are. And they say nothing about the quality nor the nutritional value of the eggs. Why did I always imagine the brown ones were healthier? Now for the egg white, or albumin. It's separated from the shell by a thin membrane and surrounds the vitellus, or yolk. That's all that's needed to make a bird. But why is it called white when it's actually transparent? The answer? Cooking. Heat causes a chemical reaction which changes the structure of the protein molecules, hence the white color. The same happens when you whisk the egg whites. And finally, the egg yolk. Almost all the nutrients of an egg are found here: protein, fat, and micronutrients. The egg white, in contrast, is 90% water. Have you ever noticed different colors in yolks? It turns out it's down to what the chickens eat. Chickens that are fed mostly grains like corn tend to have light yellow yolks, and chickens that forage naturally and have omnivorous diets have darker yolks. Now, let's get cooking. Without eggs, our culinary world as we know it wouldn't exist. Just think of that first meal of the day. Breakfast. For some people like myself, it's incomplete without an egg. And it comes with a lot of difficult questions, like how do you like your eggs? Runny, soft, or hard-boiled? And of course, boiling eggs is not the only way to prepare them for breakfast. They're true shapeshifters. Scrambled, poached, baked, and of course fried eggs. Here again, it's a matter of preference, sunny side up or over easy. Eggs are an ingredient in the foods we eat for other meals too, sweet and savory dishes, and even alcoholic drinks made from eggs like eggnog or egg whites on cocktails.
Eggs can transform into such a huge variety of textures and flavors. And so when people can't get their eggs, strange things start to happen. There are a lot of basic comfort foods you can't make.
For example, spaghetti carbonara, eggs benedict, ramen, huevos rancheros, shakshuka, or meringue. Such a huge variety of egg dishes and preparation methods demands an equal amount of kitchen utensils, or egg-accessories. The egg separator, very handy and time-saving when separating egg whites and yolk. The egg timer, to get the perfectly boiled egg. The egg poker, so they don't crack in the water. Egg cups, I'd never seen one of these before I moved to Germany. The egg slicer, And this especially German specimen, the the Eierschalensohlbruchstellenverursacher, or eggshell breaker. So where did the human obsession with eggs start? To answer this, we have to go back to the inevitable question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? The easy answer, it was the egg, just not the chicken egg. Excuse me? Dinosaurs and other prehistoric reptiles have been laying eggs on land for many years before chickens ever came on the scene. Apparently, humans and dinosaurs didn't quite live at the same time, but still we've been eating eggs for many thousands of years, just not chicken eggs. Humans have been hunting for birds' nests with eggs and stealing those eggs from right under their beaks for ages. Eventually, all of that egg stealing probably got quite exhausting, so about 3,500 years ago, farmers began to domesticate chickens in rice fields in Southeast Asia. So, as you can see, humans have been crazy about eggs for quite a while now. With more than 8 billion people living on this planet, how many eggs do you think we produce and consume globally? It's a number beyond my imagination. In 2022, 87 million metric tons of eggs were produced worldwide. That's a lot. Assuming an average egg weighs 50 grams, that means 1.7 trillion eggs or 212 eggs per person per year. Which country do you think consumes the most eggs? It's China, with about 22 kilos of eggs per capita. Do you know why countries like the US, Canada, Japan, and Australia refrigerate their eggs, but Europe and other countries don't? The answer is salmonella, a disease that can be transmitted through chickens. In the US, eggs are cleaned with hot water and soap after they're laid to get rid of bacteria. But this also destroys the protective outer layer that naturally exists on the eggs, so they have to go into the fridge. In Europe and in other countries, egg washing is prohibited to keep this layer intact. Each system can work. But when I first bought eggs in Germany, I was already shocked to see them on an unrefrigerated shelf, and also to see that some of them still had chicken poop and feathers on them. Now, eggs aren't only food, they're also highly symbolic. In many cultures and religions, they're a symbol of fertility. Some civilizations around the world even believed our whole universe and world hatched from some kind of cosmic egg.
And it is the egg at the start of everything. If you think about it, it makes sense. You know, early people were seeing eggs out in nature, and an egg very visibly gives birth to life. It starts as this kind of inert stone-looking thing, and then it cracks and opens, and a living being comes out of it. What could be more magical than that?
Ancient Romans used chickens as oracles to predict the outcome of a battle, for example.
They had sacred chicken priests called Polariuses, or Polarii probably. And the Polarius' job was to interpret what the chickens were doing. And if you were looking for an omen, they would fling some food into a pen. And if the chickens ate the food, that was good. And if the chickens didn't eat the food, that was bad. This was a manipulable sign.
Eggs still play a role in different religions today. They get several mentions in the Bible, and in Christianity, the Easter egg is a symbol of Christ's resurrection. We hope you're not too exhausted by now, but we can't ignore the arts before coming to a close. Eggs have influenced everything from literature to paintings, songs to movies and design. Among the most famous egg-shaped design objects are the Fabergé eggs, each worth several $1 million. Around 50 of these jewel eggs were produced between 1885 and 1916 in Russia. Every single egg was a masterpiece of craftsmanship and contained some element of surprise inside. Some of them have since vanished. But they're not the only famous eggs in the cultural world. In January of 2019, an Instagram account called World Record Egg cracked the internet, literally, with a photo of an egg. This simple picture went totally viral, beating Kylie Jenner's record for the most liked photo on the platform and becoming the second most liked post ever. There's plenty more to say about eggs, but that's it for now. We hope this video has met your expectations and that it didn't cause ovophobia, the fear of eggs. Let us know in the comments what you learned, and don't forget to subscribe.